You're watching WAFF 48 News on your side with Liz Hurley, Margot Gray, and Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis. WAFF 48 News at 4 starts now.
Good Friday, everyone. Welcome to a slightly different 48 News at 4. I'm Liz Hurley.
And I'm Nolan Crane in for Margot. It's a cloudy start to the weekend. Some of you already saw rain today. Brad, what can we expect for the rest of the night and again for this weekend?
Well, I think everything's going to kind of fade away as we go to the evening hours. Less rain than we've had lately, but still some impressive thunderstorms earlier today. And we're watching Sunday. It's a first alert weather day, and it's primarily for very heavy rain. Some of you will see 2 inches of rain in 35, maybe 45 minutes Sunday, and that's going to have a big impact out there. There's a potential for some isolated damaging winds as well. As I mentioned, we've got a boundary here from previous thunderstorms moving across DeKalb County. Winds are gusting to about 25, maybe 30 at most here south of Fort Payne as this moves through. We could still see an isolated shower or a brief thunder shower here east of Guntersville, Albertville into southern DeKalb County, but that should be it. If you have evening plans, it's going to get drier as the evening wears on. First alert weather day Sunday, scattered strong and brief severe thunderstorms possible. 1 to 3 inches of rain, street flooding could be a big issue out there, and isolated flash flooding too, especially in poor draining areas. I can think of a lot of those areas that come to mind, and if you live in Decatur, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Isolated damaging winds, maybe 40 plus miles per hour, and frequent lightning. So this will be a big impact to travel as we go past, say, noon. Here's the noon hour Sunday. Again, we'll have a few thunderstorms tomorrow, but nowhere near what we're expecting here Sunday. As we go past 1:30 Sunday, notice the slow movement and just the continued downpours here, especially along I-65 and to the east. Notice new development there from Decatur towards Madison and Huntsville. Of course, this is a couple of days away. We'll keep you up to date, and we'll go through this forecast hour by hour coming up.
Now to a 48 News update in Huntsville, where police have arrested the person they believe is responsible for injuring a sheriff's deputy.
For 1 week, we've been following the story of Deputy Josh Mosley, who had been hospitalized after being hit by a car while he was working along I-565. WAFF 48's Daquan Lee joins us live from Huntsville Hospital this afternoon. Daquan, there is more good news to share about Deputy Mosley.
Yes, Liz, there is good news. In fact, Deputy Mosley has been released from Huntsville Hospital. He spent more than a week here after being hit while working traffic control on I-565. And this is a picture of him leaving the hospital. You can see it on your screen right now. The Madison County Sheriff's Office released a statement from Detective Mosley saying today, quote, "I am deeply grateful for the outpouring of kindness and concern from my department, citizens of Madison County, and beyond. The thoughts, prayers, and well wishes have been a beacon of hope and inspiration throughout my recovery." Now, investigators claim this man, Bull Bior Ajong, is responsible for the crash that put Mosley in the hospital. He was arrested Saturday and is charged with first-degree assault. Investigators say Mosley's car was parked with its flashing police lights on when Ajong hit him, going around 80 miles an hour. And this is video from the night back on July 17th. A spokesperson with the sheriff's office says Mosley had to have several surgeries because of that crash. And as we reported, Rocket City Federal Credit Union created the Detective Josh Mosley Fund to help him pay for his medical expenses. And if you would like to donate to that GoFundMe, we'll have a link on our website at WAFF.com. Meantime, Ajong is being held in the Madison County Jail on a $30,000 bond. Reporting live in Huntsville, Daquan Lee, 48 on your side.
Madison County deputies say the man tied to a deadly shooting in Triana was arrested hundreds of miles away from the crime scene. Deputies say the suspect was arrested in Michigan. So far, his name and charges have not been released. The shooting took place earlier this year on Swancott Road in Triana. John Parkes was injured in the shooting and later died. We're still waiting on more information, but we will keep you updated. A Coleman man has pled guilty for threatening Arizona election workers. Federal prosecutors say Brian Ogstad sent multiple threats over social media. Some included messages like, quote, "You will all be executed for your crimes," end quote. He now faces up to 5 years in federal prison. He will be sentenced on October 21st.
New today at 4, the man killed in a workplace accident at a GE plant in Decatur will be laid to rest this weekend. Rodney Terry was killed this week after an accident in the Decatur plant. His funeral will be held Sunday at the Parkway Funeral Home Chapel in Decatur. Services begin at 2 p.m.
Now to Jackson County, where we are following up on a fire that destroyed an apartment complex in Scottsboro.
Tuesday evening, firefighters responded to a large fire at the Greystone apartment complex. It destroyed multiple units and left several families with only the clothes on their back. WAFF 48 Savannah Sapp joins us live from Scottsboro. Savannah, you talked to one local group who is really helping these families pick up the pieces.
That's right, Liz, and you can probably see behind me what is left of that apartment building that burned down earlier this week. I've learned that at least 6 people have lost their homes as a result of this fire, but one local church is stepping in to help. Starting Monday, members of the Goose Pond Church of God will be accepting donations for the families who lost everything in Tuesday's fire. Member Regina Douglas tells me a few of those 6 people have disabilities. The church is working with local apartment complexes to help find homes for these families who have been staying in hotels. Now they're calling on the community to help replace lost items. Member Julie Carlisle says they need furniture, clothing, hygiene products, and food. Carlisle's father is one of the 6 who lost his home, and she is joining in to help him as well as other families.
Not everybody has resources and people to help them, and I know my dad's disabled, he's on some medication. I know one of the other families, they've got a couple that's fighting some disabilities and stuff, so just trying to help the ones that it's hard for them to get resources.
Well, the church will begin accepting donations at their location on Bob Jones Road starting Monday. We have reached out to the Scottsboro Fire Department to determine what exactly caused this fire, but at this time we have not heard back. Reporting live in Scottsboro, Savannah Sapp, 48 News, on your side.
If you're in the market for a new home, Decatur city leaders are helping first-time buyers with their down payment. You could get $15,000 if you're a first-time buyer. This comes after the city received more than $450,000 from the Department of Housing and Urban Development to help low-income residents find homes. City leaders will also use some of the money on public service projects like tutoring, anti-poverty programs, and new wheelchair ramps for those in need. If you want to apply, here's how you can get started.
So the first step that they would do is they would go to a mortgage company that's on our list of partners, and they would apply for a loan for for a mortgage. Once they get approved, that mortgage company then will send their information to us for us to then get in contact with the applicant to come in and fill out an application.
Stover says the program has already helped hundreds of buyers. If you're interested, you can apply right now on our website. Just go to WAFF.com. The live opening ceremonies for the Olympics ended just a few hours ago in Paris.
This is a live look right now at the City of Light. Here we go. North Alabama sent one of the best track and field athletes in the world to not only represent the Tennessee Valley, but the entire United States. WAFF 48's Callie Neese live now at Columbia High School, where high jumper Javon Harrison first discovered his skills in the high jump. Hi, Callie.
Hey, Liz. Hey, Nolan. Earlier today, I spoke with Harrison's track coach from high school, and he tells me before he was breaking records in high jump and in long jump, he was a hurdler. After he left Huntsville, he went to LSU, where he competed in high and long jump, where he recorded high jumps of almost 8 feet. He was a 6-time NCAA champion and collected a lot more hardware at the national and even world level. This will be his 2nd time at the Summer Games. We spoke to Harrison just before the Olympic trials, and he said that he is grateful and that appearing in the Olympics does not happen every day.
The Olympics isn't something that's very easy to do for most athletes, and some athletes only get to go once in their lifetime, So to be able to make 2 Olympic teams by the age of 25 will be a very big accomplishment for me, and it would add to something that I look at for the rest of my life.
Now in Tokyo, he competed in both long and high jump. This year, he is just competing in high jump. Coming up at 6, I spoke with the coach that started it all for Harrison. Reporting live in Huntsville, Callie Neese, 48 News, on your side.
If you want to help represent Team USA throughout the Olympics, you can find all your gear right here in the Valley. Crawford's gift shop in Athens is now offering hats, shirts, and flags. The store hosted a special event earlier today celebrating the opening ceremony in Paris.
I love the Olympics. I think it's a great American thing to watch and be part of because we're represented there, and it's just fun.
Employees say they will be offering Team USA merchandise until the closing ceremony. Check this out. Today was anything but a normal Friday morning for 3 Athens firefighters.
Athens fire officials say a routine call earlier today led to a special delivery of a baby girl. Athens city leaders say firefighters Hunter, Levi, and Joel were all called out to a home this morning for a mother-to-be in labor. When they got there, they saw that new mother-to-be was a mom already. She had just given birth. The trio immediately went into action, cleaning the baby, cutting her umbilical cord. We actually got a chance to speak to that crew. Firefighter Levi Smith describes working on a situation like this.
It's exciting and nervous at the same time. So we get prepared on the way there. We know everybody knows what they're supposed to do, how they're supposed to do it. We come off the truck with the appropriate equipment, and then we go in and take care of whatever we find once we get on scene.
Congrats to you all. The crew says mom and baby are doing just fine and were sent off immediately to the hospital shortly after those firefighters arrived.
Before you make weekend dinner plans, you're going to want to see the kitchen cops. We got roaches, rodents, and slime headlining this week's report next.
Can't wait for that. And while Team USA putting the states on the world stage in Paris, a Franklin County, Alabama rocketry team is putting the Valley in the spotlight. Details on their big win coming up. It's 4:14. The Farnborough International Air Show, that's just south of London, coming to a close today. And our local rocketry team placed second in the World Championship for rocketry and missed first place by just a hair.
8 Tharptown students in Franklin County have put their hearts and souls into getting this far. It's a big accomplishment on many levels. WAFF 48's Aria Pons joins us live. Aria, you talked with the school's principal. How excited is he for their success?
Nolan, Principal Tyler Berryman says that he could not be more proud of what these students have accomplished. He says they've practically given up their entire summer to practice for 7 or 8 hours a day ahead of all of these competitions. Berryman says he has never seen a group of hard-working and dedicated students like this in his entire career. There were 4 teams that performed in the championship. The United Kingdom won first place. There was only a 10-point difference with Tharp Towns. Organizers say this was the closest point difference ever. Berryman says he almost had to cut the program before the start of the year until he realized how well the team was doing. It was then that he started to look for donors to help out. Berryman says these students are underdogs and have proven that they are capable of anything.
It lets the world know that regardless of where you come from, regardless of the size of your school, the demographics, the socioeconomic status, you can still compete on a world stage, and our kids have proven that.
Berryman says that this program will continue on for many, many years to come, and he says that this particular team, well, he's expecting them to take on the world again next year. Reporting live, Aria Pons, 48 on your side.
Fingers crossed for that, Aria. All of us here at WAFF 48 are getting you ready for the fall semester, and with only a few days left before students head back, we're on your side with everything you need to know. We caught up with Madison City School Superintendent Dr. Ed Nichols today. He says right now, Madison City schools do have enough teachers to fill the majority of the district's classrooms. He also adds that multiple applicants have also come forward for positions like teaching, custodial work, and bus drivers. As for safety on campus, Dr. Nichols says he's adding more security at schools around the district.
Last year, we invested in an alarm system, a strategic system, a rapid alert system that every employee carries on a badge. We also secured at a heightened level our doors and entryways. This year, we're expanding our security staff. Last year, we contracted out extra security beside our SROs. And we'll add those this year to the middle school. We'll also add an additional one to both high schools.
As for a full list of back-to-school start dates across the valley, check out our website, WAFF.com. Okay, take some notes now. Roaches, rodents, and pink slime. The kitchen cops had a lot of problems pop up this week across the valley. Let's get right to it.
The lowest score this week is the Little Libby's Catfish in Madison.
The lowest score this week is at Little Libby's in Madison. It hit with a 70 because of pink residue in the ice machine and a dirty food container. There were also no paper towels or hot water in the restrooms. An employee was seen preparing food barehanded without washing his or her hands. And there was also a problem with multiple food temperatures, different foods at the wrong temperature.
The South End Market in Fort Payne had several critical violations, including roaches in the kitchen and food prep areas. There were rodent droppings along the baseboards of the floor and no hot water in the kitchen. This drops the South End score down to 80.
Elsewhere in the valley, the Petro Food Mart at University Drive and Arctic in Huntsville has an 83. The kitchen cops found flies and roaches in the building and no paper towels in the kitchen or the restroom. In the Shoals, 306 Barbecue in Florence was holding food past its 7-day limit, had a dirty ice machine, and had wings at the wrong temperature. It gets an 82. And another 82 for the Popeyes on the Beltline in Decatur. It had mold in its ice machine and chicken being held at the wrong temperature.
Taking a quick look at our top scores this week, the legendary Trowbridges in Florence checks in with a 97. La Fuente on 231-431 in Meridianville is looking good with a 98. And the Lawler's Barbecue in Killen has the high score this week, 99. To see more scores from around the valley, check out this story right now on the 48 News app and on WAFF.com.
If you're looking for some good tunes and some good food, the Shoals, of course, a place to be. The Swinging River Jazz Band is performing tomorrow. Our partners at the Times Daily say the fun starts tomorrow night at the Muscle Shoals Amphitheater. Concert is all part of this year's WC Handy Festival in the Shoals. The Swinging River Band will take the stage around 7 and wrap up around 9. It's completely free, so feel free to bring your lawn chairs and enjoy a little music.
Now, your First Alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis.
More storms in the forecast. Behind me, you see the storms in the fuel, all this yellow. That's the instability that we're going to have for these storms Sunday. Now, tomorrow, we're going to have a few storms, but I think the bigger day is going to be Sunday. That's why it's a 48 First Alert weather day. More on this in a second. Right now, we're in good shape traffic-wise. It's warmer. It's probably about as warm as it's been all week. 84 degrees in Huntsville, but it feels closer to 90 with the added humidity. Traffic in good shape all over. We've got this boundary that continues to move into Marshall County and just south of Fort Payne now. And that's what's triggering these thunderstorms. Once this goes by, the chance, it's like a wave. Once that goes by, the chance of rain is pretty much over for the rest of the night. First Alert weather day Sunday, 90% chance for heavy rain, some strong thunderstorms, and we're talking 2 inches of rain in maybe 30 minutes. There's going to be a lot of water in the air. So the biggest concern with this alert day is the fact that we're going to have some street flooding out there, could have some flash flooding. And if the storms get big enough, of course, we could see some isolated damaging wind gusts. And you're going to see here in just a second here how this is going to unfold as we go into the afternoon hours. Keep in mind, tomorrow, isolated showers and storms, kind of like today, but Sunday, particularly the afternoon. So if you're hitting the road in the morning, maybe headed south or north, you probably won't end up running into any thunderstorms until about noon. But watch what happens and then kind of focus here on 565 from Decatur to Huntsville. You're going to see multiple rounds of slow-moving showers and thunderstorms between 1 and 2 o'clock up to Fayetteville. All of Madison County seeing very heavy rain, and there's also going to be significant lightning. Notice temperatures in the upper 80s, so that's what's fueling these thunderstorms out there. There's just so much water in the air. Notice the model guide continues to kind of cluster over the same area. Very heavy rainfall over Madison County, so that's about 2 hours of rain there. So we're talking at least 2 inches, maybe 3, and maybe even more here by 5 o'clock. If this were to come to pass, we'd probably see some areas with 4 inches of rain. So keep checking back. We'll keep you up to date throughout the weekend. Again, that is why it's a First Alert weather day. It's not going to be an organized, widespread threat for severe weather, mainly concerned with flash flooding and heavy rain. 72, that is, for overnight lows tonight. That'd be a hot night. Spotty showers, patchy fog, same thing we've been talking about all week. Tomorrow, 87, not as wet again, some isolated showers, maybe a thunderstorm out there. Sunset keeps getting a little earlier at 7:54. So rain chances, can't really shake them for at least the next week, but they do peak Sunday. Sunday's the biggest day for widespread showers, slow-moving thunderstorms, probably 3 or 4 hour delay to your outdoor plans as well. And by Tuesday, we start to break it back down into more of a typical summertime pattern with isolated afternoon showers and thunderstorms. So here's that 10-day forecast. 87 degrees. Trash Pan is in town tonight again all the way through Sunday, but Sunday's going to be a real questionable day whether they can get that game in or not. It all depends on when it stops raining, right? 86 Monday. Back to 89 Tuesday, 92 Wednesday and Thursday. So overall, the heat starts building back into the area with more isolated afternoon showers and storms. And if we get that much rain Sunday, that drought will probably be over for many areas.
All of us here at WAFF 48 are cheering on Team USA as the Olympic Games take place in Paris, France. But due to our continuing coverage of the event, there will be some changes to our programming. As you've already noticed, there will be no Tennessee Valley Living noon newscast or a full 4 p.m. newscast. But that doesn't mean we are not on your side keeping you informed throughout the Olympics. We will be streaming our noon and 4 p.m. coverage online. So if you want to stay in the loop, keep an eye on WAFF.com. And of course, you can catch all of Team USA right here on WAFF 48. Thank you for tuning into this streaming version of WAFF 48 4 p.m. newscast.
That's right. I'll be back for the normal 5 p.m. newscast in just a few minutes. So again, stick with WAFF 48 News as we continue to bring you the very latest and breaking news. I'll see you in about 40 minutes. Good night.